Hello. So I'm gonna do an autopsy.
The rotting man lied. The lieutenant had...
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100...
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Yo. Nice.
Unfortunately, no. They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes. In your paperwork, officer, just fill out the field autopsy form. You've lost your paperwork, haven't you?
Keep adding.
Now they only have one paperwork.
Officer, what haven't you lost? Yes, barely. I can give you my paperwork. There's an autopsy form there. Several, actually, but only if it helps move things along. Yes, well...
It's okay to cry, Grunkari.
Right. The autopsy form is near the end.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with...
That's you.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there.
KK57. That. Next. NA. Next. NA. Roughly 50.
Dry 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side. The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook. Teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mwindi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish. The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look male, with his pregnant belly and indistinguishable.
We're still going with March 4th, 51.
That's March 3rd. Wait. I already know.
What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK 57 0503.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Then again, the right lividity is easy to produce if you know what you're doing.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed.
Ew.
Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim. Sergeant McDawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else.
Not shit, trying to solve a murder.
And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
Yeah, I just gotta finish this part.
We should start the post-mortem.
I'm doing an autopsy right now.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest.
Yeah.
It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and
Oh my. Okay, internal examinations. Wait, what? I have to reread that. The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It is no longer meaningful. Interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes. List on a copy of the trace to answer why. External examination summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
the disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
God. This is
Tattoos.
fucking graphic.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a national pattern. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck. tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 2 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters. Generally consistent with age. The body preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short. Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation. Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Always good to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below.
Oh no.
My pig is
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Yo, so this is one of the things that's crazy about this game. So it's mostly like narrative based, and then you interact with your surroundings and walk around and like solve shit and do little puzzles. But you have, it's kind of like Fallout back in the day where you'd have like a success and fail rate on certain like conversations or certain things that you would say. And the success rate is determined on the certain skills that I upgrade. Like there's like physical strength, there's like intelligence, there's a bunch of weird ones like logic, volition, endurance, pain threshold, empathy, authority, conceptualization, visual calculus. It gets pretty wild. But for instance, on this one, I have a 42% chance to cut the belt off this dead body's neck so I can look at the ligature mark. But I can't try it again if I fail it. And it kind of like branches the story. Like it can go one of two ways based on what I get.
You jam
And
the
I failed.
right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there.
Oh, it's like
Already,
essentially reading
in
like a
flesh.
book
Then
that you get to
rotate
interact
it to
with.
get a better hold. Then
and that you get to level up and kind of choose your own story. Because if you wanted to, you could just make your dude the most unhinged, crazy person ever with some of the shit you can say and do. Like, he's already extremely fucking unhinged, but you can make him say or do some fucking absolutely outrageous shit.
a really, really bad smell is coming.
Yeah!
told you my pig.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He sinks. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another.
Here. The rope rises to a point. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below. Chest is intact. Normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genital.
And like, one of the ways that you fail in this game is fucking hilarious. So you have like health and morale, and you can take damage from honestly the dumbest shit. Like when I first started this game, there was like a door or something that was locked, and it gives you the option to like pound on it or kick it. Me being a weirdo, if I see the option, I'm gonna click it just because it's an option. Like I want to click all of gives you more information. It's not necessarily a good thing in this. You don't necessarily want to click all the fucking options, because if you kick the door, sometimes you'll end up like breaking a toe or something, or like there was one time where I kicked it and I didn't notice my health was low, so it sends him into like this internal spiral where he starts having some sort of fucking like panic attack or something, and like the narrator's like talking you through this panic attack, and then you just die from a heart attack, and the goddamn game over screen is a newspaper article talking about a dead cop who suffered from a heart attack, who's like an excessive alcoholic and all this shit, and makes you start the game over essentially. Yeah. Oh, this dude is fucking completely unhinged, bro.
Let's get up and see.
Like, yeah, Disco Elysium. The premise is you have to solve a murder, but you have just woken up from an insane hangover and you have amnesia. You can't remember anything of this world, of the case, of you. You didn't like even know your own name. Like, you lost your gun, your badge, and your partner shows up to help you solve a murder, and it's a complete shit show because you don't know what the fuck's going on, and you're a habitual drunk, and everyone fucking hates you in the town, essentially, but you don't remember anything. So you're like kind of solving like two stories at once. You're like walking around trying to find your own identity and learn about the world, and then also solve a murder.
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury. Back is symmetrical and intact. In addition, I see smaller
No, not really.
From wounds sustained over
Honestly,
maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
We have last item. Hands. Hands are clean. No
sorry,
sign of
it started saying stuff that was important.
Ooh,
What the
that's all for the external. Well done.
my
What
god.
next?
Yeah, I still got like probably like 4 minutes because I still have 2 or things to do in this autopsy. But honestly, the most confusing part, or 2 of the most confusing parts, is the fucking leveling up system, because I don't know what some of these do. Like, there's one that's called Shivers, or Half Light, Save Fair, fucking Inland Empire. Like, it gets super confusing. And then they have like a crafting system essentially, but it's a thought bank. I know that doesn't make sense at all, but like, for instance, you'll get like you'll run across something in the world that starts an inner monologue that you'll kind of like click through, and you'll talk with like the narrator or whatever, and you're basically trying to solve a problem in your head, and then that'll go into the thought bank, and you can like essentially research it. And then once it's researched, you'll like go to like a cutscene where you're internalizing this problem, and you end up solving it, and it gives you a certain like level up for one of your attributes. It'll give you like a +2 or something. I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's absolutely fucking wild. It's one of the most interesting leveling systems I've ever seen.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it.
Oh, honestly, I love it. Just because I like the change of pace of it, because if you are in like one of those moods where like you want to play something but you don't really have the energy to get like really into it, you just kind of want to sit there and lay back and relax, this is a perfect fucking game, because it's like essentially reading a fucking book. I mean, it's like I guess more of a the fuck is the, like, it essentially reads everything to you too, so you don't have to like necessarily read anything.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the
No,
mouth.
you
Not
shouldn't.
injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant.
Don't.
Hybrid bone.
Yeah, but
Let's see.
bread's one of those you shouldn't really fuck with.
Biscuit though? Like it's already fucking got shit in it.
I mean, it's not gonna kill you, but you could be on the shitter.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his
Yeah, Jack!
The hyoid bone is fracked. Respiratory oral cavity shows no
Alright,
lesions.
I'm gonna have to
The
back
victim
out
has
of this.
received a dental
Chat, I will
wound,
catch you on
possibly after combat.
predecessor.
Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in